Presbyterian Church family. As the leaders of the church, we wanted to take a moment to give you an update on the exciting changes that are taking place here. These changes were partly motivated by seeking what God would have us do to live into our mission, and partly because of the COVID-19 virus and the things that need to change so that people will feel safe when they return to worship in the sanctuary. I've asked the session to address some of the other questions you may have, so I'm going to take my place behind the camera and let them answer your questions as I facilitate the conversation from there. So.
It's definitely time for an update and time for an upgrade, and it's time to reach out to people that may not see the things that we held as dear as that they will feel as dear to. Life's about change. There's things that needed to be upgraded, paint colors, hue removal, carpet change, just to make things up to speed and up to snuff and up to the 21st century.
I think going back the last couple of years, we went through the cohort process. One of the things that we learned from members of our own congregation are the things they want to see this church become. And almost to a T, everyone would say they want to see our members grow, they want to see families, they want to see young kids, they want to see a thriving Sunday school program. In order to do that, when people walk in the door, they need to see something that to them for the first time is comforting, relaxing, what they expect, and they don't feel intimidated by. So I think changes need to come over years. The sanctuary is, last major renovation was 40 plus years ago. And for the new generations, new families, they need a different look. Not that what we do here will be different than what we've done any other sermon or service. What we teach is out of the Bible, and those truths remain the same. But to get people in the door and to get people comfortable, sometimes the appearance and the physical look has to change.
I think it's important to honor the memories of those that this congregation was built on. And we're certainly not overlooking, but yet building on what Joe said. It's time the sanctuary be renovated, upgraded, with a fresh look, with an inviting place. We are tasked to win souls for Jesus Christ, and one of the ways is to get those people into this facility, and we want a facility that meets their needs and also offers them the opportunity to serve. So we're really cultivating a new generation of believers. And so Rome Presbyterian Church can continue well into the future, doing the work of God.
And one of the aspects of what we are upgrading is definitely our ability to live stream. And we realized due to this situation where we weren't able to gather, and through creativity, we've been able to still be broadcast on Facebook, but totally changing all our AV system and all of our technology so that it'll be a different quality, it'll be able to be reached by many, and the effects and it's endless possibilities with this. And so that's also part of it. And we're thankful that we're willing to take that on.
I think along the same lines too, the physical changes that we've agreed need to occur, such as the removal of the pews, will allow for a better physical safety, especially in the short term, playing with the remnants of COVID. What's very likely to be a resurgence from the fall or winter, and who knows for years to come what will happen. With our current setup in the pews, there is no way to social distance. We're very limited in what we can do. If we remove the pews and put in chairs, we're able to to place people in family groups or units that will provide safety so we can actually be in person and enjoy the services.
This building, God's house, sits in a prime location here in the middle of Rome, and we need to be a congregation that is welcoming, that has a facility that people want to come to, and they want to serve, and they want to worship God. And so, you know, I re-emphasize some of the points that Ed and Joe made relating to, you know, improving the facility to meet the needs, as well as embracing the technology that we can reach a lot further than we typically have reached.
Somewhat local area. There's a church group out of Honesdale, Pennsylvania, Grace Ridge Church, and they've had experience in their own church from completely creating a new building and a space that if you've ever had the chance to visit, I would highly recommend. It's an incredible facility that when you walk in, it's something totally contemporary, fresh, a place that really we even just want to talk about what you've seen there. So they have experience and they've seen their congregation grow. Their mindset is very similar to ours in the sermons, in preaching from the Bible, and what you expect to hear. But they're able to reach their community by having a location that people feel comfortable showing up to. They have a team of missionaries who have made this their work to go to churches who are in need like ours and help them through the experiences that they've had by making changes and suggesting those changes. So I think we're very fortunate to have a group that's been there, done this, and they've done it in other places, and we can call on their wisdom to help us.
That fresh set of eyes came into the sanctuary and noticed things that those of us that are very familiar, they picked up on from the perspective of a visitor or a first-time attendee would notice as a barrier that might inhibit or hinder their worship experience. And those eliminating those barriers becomes a really important part as a welcoming, to be a welcoming congregation, a welcoming church.
And this group met with Mickey, who is the head of our buildings and grounds, Mickey Morris, and also met with a session and brought ideas and were open to our suggestions. They had some really great ideas, and some of the ones they had that we didn't feel would be what we would want. We were okay with saying, no, these aren't what we want, and they were fine with that. It was nice to have, like Brian said, a fresh set of eyes, somebody different to see things with no personal attachment to anything, but they just wanted to see a different look for us, and certainly appreciate that they have taken this on, and they've been very cordial, very nice to work with, and it's been a real nice experience. God's timing is not our timing. He really, we had been talking about this, and all of a sudden we couldn't meet in the sanctuary anymore, and things opened up, and it seemed to be a perfect opportunity for all these changes to be made. So it's a safer environment when you come in, and a clean environment, and everything will be fresh and new, and it just seemed like everything fell into place exactly the way that it was supposed to.
Personally, I like to, as a school teacher, I like to many times self-reflect and ask the question, what if? And I remember when Paul Gordon was here, he forced us to, as not just the session, but as the church leaders, really forced us to answer that question, what if? And the COVID-19 kind of was the silver lining as a way to allow us to what if. And so the time of shutdown then was really kind of I think the perfect opportunity, call it the perfect storm for change, as a way to do things that, yeah, they're disruptive, but yet it doesn't seem like it's as disruptive as what it would have or could have been.
New paint colors in the Welcome Center, even though we just painted it last year, which is fine. And new paint scheme in here, and new carpet. The red carpet that's been here for a lot of years will be gone.
You know,
go ahead.
One of the things that remains is the beautiful timbers and the woodwork, and that was something that we kind of had a little bit of an arm wrestling match over, as far as painting or leaving the natural wood color. So that's something that's going to be the same. Maybe just enhanced a little bit more with new lighting. A lot more technology.
Yeah, I was just going to mention, I think the technology is a huge piece. I think you'll, from what we've seen already, from what the equipment can do, the in-person experience here will be different. And those who aren't able to make it into service will be able to enjoy better and hear better and see better and participate more in our services.
You may find that there's more the same than different. As example, the stained glass windows, and as I mentioned, the woodworking. I think the changes will be a welcome change. I'm excited. I'm excited of just the new old space, and making it just a lot more alive. So we can praise God and honor God in the 21st century.